Now, my question to you is, everybody agrees it's a creed, okay? It's a hymn.
Right.
And the information is the Christology about who Jesus was in early form. It wasn't even written down. This is just sung in their services, all right? How do we know it goes back to only 2 years after Jesus died on the cross and rose from the grave?
I have two answers to that. And the first one is, there are some hints or indications. When John Kloppenberg of the Jesus Seminar says that 1 Corinthians 15, 2 and 3 is a pre-Pauline creed, and it's right in the headline of his article. When he says that, people who don't have to believe these things because their creeds don't teach those things, you know they've got to have some reasons. Now, it is a tough call to say, how do you know it's in those first 2 years? But two things I would say. First, I would refer to Richard Bauckham's comment that we've given before.
And he's from Cambridge.
Yes, and he's citing somebody else, but it's really a heavy comment when he says the earliest Christology is the highest Christology. Philippians is an example. Coming out of the gates, we've used that phrase, you've got morphe right off the bat, or exact representation of his nature, Hebrews 1:3. So they seem to be the candidates for early. But here's my follow-up. Let's just say, to appease the critic, and virtually nobody makes this move, but let's say that that creed is actually post-Pauline, it's from the late 30s. The key isn't what's the creed say and how early the creed is. The key is the material in the creed. And when Paul checks out the deity, death, resurrection, when he went to Jerusalem twice, checked out with Peter, James, and John, the big four along with Paul, when those four, and they added nothing to me, and they gave Barnabas and me the right hand of fellowship, that shows they're all on the same page. And most importantly, 1 Corinthians 15:11, whether you ask them or whether you ask me, we're all preaching the same message. That's the most important one. So even if someone said, I just did my PhD dissertation, and that creed is probably 5 years after that, still early, I'd say that's not the important thing. The important thing is, how old is the material? And when you get the material back to the original apostles, that came from the earliest time. Paul tells us he's the critic's darling. These are the big books. He interviewed them personally. Now we have a tight argument. So I would do it in reverse order. We know he got the content, and we think the creed is that early. So that's the way I would say it, a 1-2 punch for that creed being early.